Hey guys, it's your girl K Divine coming back with another video. I hope everyone's doing well. This message everybody may not be ready to hear. Um and that's okay. If it doesn't resonate with you, find another message of mine that might resonate. Um but today I have a question for you. Do you want to be at peace or do you want to be right? Do you want to be at peace or do you want to be right? And if the first thing you said in your mind was, well, I want to be right, this is not your message. I would need you to go meditate on that and ask yourself why you need to be right. And for those of you who said that you want to be at peace, stay with me for a minute. I'm going somewhere with this. So, when dealing with toxic people, toxic systems, narcissists, a lot of times we find ourselves in situations where we may be being wronged and we're being gaslit. When we know that we didn't do anything wrong, or we know that we're right in a situation, or that the decision that we made was the correct decision to make, yet we have people who are constantly coming at us, telling us that we're this and we're that, we're wrong, we're bad people, when we know that those things aren't true. And I've said this before, especially when you're in the midst of a smear campaign, that your initial feelings are to want to fight back and talk about your side, give your side of the story. But what you have to understand is that the truth does not need your participation to exist. It simply does. And the people who are targeting you, the narcissist who's smearing your name, or the group of narcissists that are smearing your name, they can say whatever they want to say because you can't control that. And if people who don't know you believe the lies that they hear about you, what are you really fighting for at that point? You will exhaust yourself trying to over explain yourself, trying to say, well that didn't happen. And you got to understand that these toxic and narcissistic people, they already, like I've said it, like my previous video, they already got ahead of you on this. A lot of times that people have been talking shit about you for a very long time. So a lot of people have this negative image of you already. And unfortunately, we live in a society where a lot of people rely on groupthink. A lot of people listen and hear what other people's opinions are, and they form their opinions based on other people's opinions instead of doing their own research. So if one of their friends says, oh, well, I don't like her because she this and that, then all of a sudden the whole group don't like this person, and nobody knows this person, but they just claim that they don't like her. And I just can't with her. And it's like, well, what did she do to you? Well, she didn't do nothing to me, but my friend told me that she did this and that, and I'm gonna ride for my friend. And you're just like, okay. And then like months later, you find out that your friend was lying the whole time. And now you're like, oh, so that person never did anything. And unfortunately, there are quite a few people that once they come into the understanding that they did you dirty for no reason, or that they participated in a smear campaign of you, or they participated in you missing out on opportunities, or anything like, anything that involves you missing out, a lot of these people, they won't take accountability. They are incapable of coming forward and saying, you know what, I I was wrong, I shouldn't have done that. A lot of them aren't mature enough to do that. And this is why I'm saying, like, do you want to be right or do you want to be at peace? Because I'm not saying that this isn't going to hurt. It hurts deeply, okay? I mean, I have spent a lot of time contemplating the things that I want to say. And even today, I'm over here thinking about, you know, a situation that I guess I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm worried about, but it's like, it's something that is coming up for me. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm getting a little nervous, you know, but, and then I was, you know, I was consulting with Spirit, and Spirit is like, you gonna tire yourself out and piss yourself off constantly worrying about this, constantly doing this. You need to let it go. And I'm like, you're right, I do need to let this go. Like, and it's okay, like, as we're human, guys, like, and that's why when I come on my platform, like, I'm transparent. Like, I don't have it. I don't have all the answers. I don't. I mean, I have a lot of experience. I have experienced a lot of stuff, but you know, I'm also only 29. And I'm not saying that I don't have a lot of history behind me, but I feel like I have a lot of future ahead of me. I feel like I have a lot more experiences to learn. So I know that I don't have all the answers, and I'm comfortable with that. But I can tell you that peace is so much more valuable to me than being right. Because in all of the situations that I have been in, especially within this last year, I could have been fighting. I could have been fighting real hard. I could have been on social media. I could have, but I'm expelling all of that energy. It's really not worth it in the end, because honestly, what it ends up doing, especially because, you know, your enemies, your ops, they've already got a whole team behind them, and they got people, you know, hanging it out in the back, you know, their audience. Like, they've been gathering a whole bunch of people around to watch you tumble, to watch you fall. Like, that's basically what they've been saying. Like, they basically been going around saying, like, I'm about to nail this person to the cross. Like, they think, like, they're like, this is gonna be the end of this person, and they see themselves as the victor in the end, because they're like, they did all this work. They did literally, like, you have to really think about, some people got your name in their mouth constantly. Like, any chance they get, like, they talking about you to people who have never come in contact with you. They don't know who you are. Period. They don't know who you are. And some people are getting sick of these people talking about you. And quite frankly, you got people right now who got your name in their mouth, and you haven't spoken to them in years. You have not spoken to them in years. They're not on your social media. They may be on some sort of fake page or something. They may be stalking you. But other than that, you know, they don't know anything about the intimate details of your life. And that's how it should be. Once those people are done, let it be done. And let me also just put this disclaimer in real quick. Once you understand that somebody has betrayed you like that, like either they participated in a smear campaign, or they didn't come and check in with you and say, like, hey, I heard some things about you from such and such, and that don't sound like you. Like, what's up? Like, what's your side of the story to this? Because I'm just, you know, I'm curious. If people decided to go against you without getting your side of the story and hearing what you went through, those people were already against you, and you don't owe those folks nothing. You don't owe them nothing. But I do want to read an excerpt from my book. Like, I always gotta, every time I read a section that like speaks to me, I want to help you guys. Like, I want to give you guys a little excerpt. Give me a sec. Okay, so this section The section's title is, do you want peace or drama? You want peace. There is no one who does not want peace. I also believe that. Yet there is something else in you that wants the drama, wants the conflict. You may not be able to feel it at this moment. You may have to wait for a situation or even just a thought that triggers a reaction in you. Someone accusing you of this or that, not acknowledging you, encroaching on your territory, questioning the way you do things, an argument about money. Can you feel that enormous urge of force moving through you? The fear, perhaps being masked by anger or hostility? Can you hear your own voice becoming harsh or shrill or louder than a few octaves lower? Can you be aware of your mind racing to defend its position, justify, attack, blame? In other words, can you awaken at that moment of unconsciousness? Can you feel that there is something in you that is at war, something that feels threatened and wants to survive at all costs, that needs the drama in order to assert its identity as the victorious character within this theatrical production? Can you feel there is something in you that would rather be right than at peace? And let me tell you, when I was reading that earlier today, I was like, ooh, that one hit me hard, because that's exactly what I was talking about, what I was doing today. Well, I'm thinking about the situation and I'm like analyzing a certain person that's not in my life but in my daughter's life, and I was just like over analyzing her, and just, and it's like, why what for what? Like, I need to let that go. I'm probably gonna write about that in my journal tonight too, so I can release it. But that's how I like to release things. I'm a writer, by the way. But I think, and it's true, because it's like it is a war, but we're at war with ourselves. We do not fight with flesh and blood, but with principalities and evildoers in high places. Okay, like, this is not a physical war. This is a spiritual war. And this is just like the video I posted yesterday, that we were not prepared for spiritual war. This is why we're constantly fighting. This is why we feel like we have to prove our point all the time. And quite frankly, when I tell you, there is so much power in silence, there's so much power in stillness. And there's silence. I mean, there's power in playing dumb. Like, sometimes you gotta play dumb and act like you don't really know what's going on. And it works. I'm sorry. It does. When you're really intelligent, because you gotta understand, you have a different level of intelligence. You are emotionally intelligent. And the more emotionally intelligent you become, the less you will feel the need to fight. And it's like, and sometimes I know it's difficult, because I'm still fighting this and working on this too, especially when you're under a lot of heavy scrutiny and a lot of pressure, and you have been for a long time. But you have to understand one thing, that regardless of anything, your reputation is on the line. Your reputation is on, your future is on the line. Like, people can say whatever they want about you, but like I said, the truth does not need your participation to exist. The truth will always be revealed eventually. I know it may not be in your timing. I know you may have missed out on opportunities, or you were set back because of some of the things that people have done. You didn't deserve that. But trying to fight your way through that, trying to, try to convince people and turn people and be like, but see, look at that, makes you look desperate, and it makes it look like you have something to hide. But when you ignore shit and you move on and you just focus, because this is when it comes down to peace, your peace is going to essentially be tunnel vision. Like, you're going to have to try to find a way to block everything else out. It doesn't matter what they doing on social media. Some of y'all gonna have to potentially take a social media break. And honestly, it's pretty nice over here. I'm gonna lie. I haven't been on Facebook or Instagram in, probably about a month or so now. And I don't even really miss it. Eventually I want to get back on and, do different things, but it's like right now, no. It feels good to, because you got to understand too, like you already got people, looking at your socials. They are stalking your pages. They're people, I promise you. Oh my god, I just saw Spirit just gave me a visual. There are people who got their phone in their hand and they're constantly refreshing. They're refreshing the page every few seconds to see if you posted something, because and most of the time it's because these people done told a whole bunch of people some bullshit about you, and these people were anticipating you spiraling and crashing out on the internet. They thought that you was going to show the world what was going on with you. Especially them people, especially those of you who have been in situations where people have messed with your money, or they have messed with your living situation or your livelihood, or whatever the case may be. These people were expecting you to be on social media, either trying to put your story out there prematurely, because eventually your story is going to come out. Just so you know, whatever those people did to you, it's going to come out eventually, if you keep your peace. I mean, even if you don't, but it may take longer. They may be able to go off and get away with stuff for a lot longer period of time because you crashed out or you were trying to fight it. But if these people were messing with your money, or if they were messing with your living situation or whatever, these people already done told a whole bunch of people, like, that you were gonna be homeless, and that you were gonna beg them for that job back. You were gonna beg them to stay in that apartment or that house or whatever. They told people already that you were gonna be desperate. That's what they've been telling everybody. So not only are they watching you, but they got a whole army of people also watching you, and everybody's like waiting for the show. And when you disengage and you take away all of that, when you're not posting on social media or anything like that, people are like, so what's going on? They're not posting anything. Like, what's happening with them? And then that's when they start making up more lies, and that's when they start stalking you more, and they start doing weird shit, like, because they know that the end is near. If they can't get you to respond and react the way they want to, eventually the jig is up and you were at peace. And like I said, the hardest thing about staying in peace is dealing with the pain. Because like I said, of course you want to fight. It does not feel good to be, disrespected and wronged, especially by people that you trusted. Especially when it's like family, or a very close friendship, or a romantic relationship. It's like, especially in romantic relationships, it's like I share my body with you, like, and you do like that. That hurts on a different level. And when it's family, it's like, most of the time these are the people who always trying to convince you, like, well, we're family and we got to stick together. But when it comes down to you, they not sticking together for you. They'll leave you high and dry on the freeway. Honestly, a lot of y'all are gonna have to completely disconnect from your family, because the thing is that you may go through some things. You may be in a situation that is not ideal. Like, I'm still currently in a situation that's not ideal, but I'm making the best of it. I'm working through it. I'm praying through it. And I'm doing this with y'all. Like, I'm even though, my channel is still new, I still feel good about the fact that I do get views, and that, people are looking at my stuff, and that people are engaging. And I love that. Like, I love to see that, that my messages are resonating with people, because at the end of the day, I know I'm not the only one that has dealt with stuff like this. I know I'm not alone, and I want to help people get through this, because I didn't have nobody, nobody with me, at least. And I'm so appreciative of, my chosen one, community on online because those were the only things that I had to keep me going most of the time. Like I had specific channels that I listened to consistently because those messages helped me move forward. And I hope that I can do that and pay it forward to some people going through some things. But you're gonna have to decide. You're gonna have to decide. Do you want to be at peace or do you want to fight? If you want to fight, you're gonna have to be okay with losing big time. Because when I say big time, I'm not just talking about the potential of what you may lose because of what you say, or the consequences, because the consequences of what you say it can be large. But I mean, energy is expensive, y'all. If you're putting this much energy trying to convince people who are already committed to misunderstanding you, they're already committed to not believing you, they already done signed on to the hate train, you're not going to turn those people's minds to you. They're not going to start agreeing with you just because they heard your side of the story. They already think that you're lying before you open your mouth. And half the time it's like these people jealous of you for some odd reason anyways. They don't even know you, but they don't like you, and they're not going to like you. So you got to stay grounded in that peace, and you got to know that no matter what you do, those people that lied on you, those people who did you dirty, they'll receive their karma. But also a lot of these people, you got to understand, a lot of these people wrote checks that they ass can't cash. They said a lot of stuff, and a lot of times it's because they've done this before and they know the results that they've gotten. But that's because people played the game. But when you don't play the game with them and you disconnect, you go about your business and you have to get away. Like, y'all might have to change your phone number. You may have to relocate and get away from people. Like, you're gonna have to move around possibly, because a lot of these people, they gonna keep trying to follow you so that they can get this evidence on you that they desperately need to make what they said true. And it's a bunch of bullshit at the end of the day. It's all bullshit, and you know it's bullshit. They know it's bullshit, but they don't want to admit that because they got a lot riding on it. But you got a big thing riding on it, and that's your future. Your future depends on you staying in peace. You have no idea what doors are going to open simply for surviving this. So that's my message for you. Like, try to stay in peace, y'all. And whatever you got to do, and some days are not. Listen, a lot of days are not easy. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you up, especially if you're a parent or you're taking care of other people. It's really frustrating, especially you got young kids. It's really difficult, like trying to be a parent and dealing with people's nonsense, especially if it's, like a baby mama, baby daddy situation, like your co-parent. I don't really like using co-parent because you're not co-parenting. You're not. If your ex is a narcissist, co-parenting is non-existent. They don't co-parent, they counter-parent, and that adds extra work for you. And that's also invisible labor that you have to assess, because it's like, I don't know what they're learning over there at that house. I don't know what activities they got going on over there at that house, and I got to try to protect my baby from all that nonsense. And it's like, you can only do what you can do, and it's frustrating. I'm going through that right now. It's like, I don't want to know, but it's like, I also feel like if I did know some of the stuff that was going on, like, it'd be some smoke in the city. It'd be some smoke in the city. But staying in peace is going to benefit you more, because the lies that they told on you ain't not looking so good right now. Y'all go watch my message I posted yesterday. Like, your enemies are losing everything. Them people are going through a lot of financial losses, and you have to understand too, like, sometimes people's karma, when they wish something upon you, like if they wish that you were homeless, that may be their karma. They gonna be homeless out on the streets. If they wanted you to be broke and not be able to get a job, they're going to be broke and not be able to get a job. And these are the same people who are going to be trying to ask you for help and going to be like, well, please, I know, but can you please help? No. And don't have no sympathy for them people, because they didn't have no sympathy for you when you was going through all that you've been going through, when you didn't have no money and you couldn't pay your rent, you couldn't pay your bills, you couldn't feed your kids. They wasn't worried about that. And what they did to you, they did to you for no reason. They did it out of jealousy, they did it out of hate, they did it out of envy, and it was completely wrong. And you can have a good heart, but I wouldn't help not a soul, not an enemy. No. I ain't paying no medical bills. I ain't helping you get back on your feet. No. Not when you stole from me. Not when you made things harder for me. Absolutely not. No. Eat that. Just like how you sat back and watched me eat it, you gonna have to eat that. Period. All right, y'all. Well, I love y'all. Stay at peace. It's gonna all end eventually. I know a lot of this is taking a long time. It's taking a long time. It's taking a very, very long time. And in the meantime, let's just watch, the world blow up now that Trump and Elon are fighting. It's all over the news, y'all. Y'all gotta stay prayed up, because it's stuff is about to start getting a lot weirder. It's about to start getting a lot weirder. So y'all keep yourselves together. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. It's your girl K Divine. Bye.